To celebrate its 73rd birthday, the People's Liberation Army Navy on Friday released a promotional video on Chinese aircraft carriers. The video contains rarely seen frames of the training, the interior of China's two aircraft carriers, Liaoning and Shandong, and also details of the seamen's work. The trailer of the video uses a subtle metaphor. The Navy soldier tells his mother that he plans to have a third child over the phone, hinting at China's third aircraft carrier. Joining the Navy in 2012 and 2019 respectively, Liaoning and Shandong have completed a variety of tasks as trailblazers in Navy transformation, contributors to China's army building, and witnesses to a stronger China. Now they're ready to be joined by a third member. Beijing launched a new generation aircraft carrier Friday, the first such ship to be both designed and built in China, in a milestone as it seeks to extend the range and power of its Navy. The Type 003 carrier christened Fujian left its dry dock at a shipyard outside Shanghai in the morning and tied up at the nearby pier, state media report said. State broadcaster CCTV showed assembled Navy personnel standing beneath the massive ship as water jets sprayed over its deck and multicolored streamers flew and colorful smoke was released. Equipped with the latest weaponry in aircraft launch technology, the Type 003 ship's capabilities are thought to rival those of Western carriers, as Beijing seeks to turn its Navy, already the world's largest, into a multi-carrier force. Satellite imagery captured by Planet Labs PBC on Thursday and analyzed by the Associated Press showed the carrier in what appeared to be a fully flooded dry dock at the Jingnan shipyard near Shanghai, ready for launch. It was draped with red bunting, presumably in preparation for the launch ceremony. China's first carrier was a repurposed Soviet ship, and its second was built in China but based upon a Soviet design. Both were built to employ a so-called ski jump launch method for aircraft, with a ramp at the end of the short runway to help planes take off. The Type 003 employs a catapult launch, thought to be an electromagnetic type system like one originally developed by the US Navy. Such a system puts less stress on the aircraft than older steam-type catapult launch systems, and the use of a catapult means that the ship will be able to launch a broader variety of aircraft, which is necessary for China to be able to project naval power at a greater range of. China's People's Liberation Army Navy, or PLAN, has been modernizing for more than a decade to become more of a blue water force, one capable of operating globally rather than being restricted to remaining closer to the Chinese mainland. At the same time, the US has been increasing its focus on the region, including the South China Sea. The vast maritime region has been tense because 6 governments claim all or part of the strategically vital waterway, through which an estimated $5 trillion in global trade travels each year, and which holds rich but fast-declining fishing stocks and significant undersea oil and gas deposits. China has been far and away from the most aggressive in asserting its claim to virtually the entire waterway, its island features and resources. The US Navy has sailed warships past artificial islands China has built in the sea that are equipped with airstrips and other military facilities. China insists its territory extends to those islands, while the US Navy says it conducts the missions there to ensure the free flow of international trade. In its report to the US Congress last year on China's military capabilities, the Department of Defense said the carrier development program was critical to the Chinese Navy's continued development into a global force, gradually extending its operational reach beyond East Asia into a sustained ability to operate at increasingly longer ranges. China's aircraft carriers are planned follow-on carriers. Once operational, will extend air defense coverage beyond the range of coastal and shipboard missile systems and will enable task group operations at increasingly longer ranges, the Defense Department said. In recent years, China has expanded its presence into the Indian Ocean, the Western Pacific and beyond, setting up its first overseas base over the last decade in the African Horn nation of Djibouti, where the US, Japan, and others also maintain a military presence. It has recently signed a security agreement with the Solomon Islands that many fear could give it an outpost in the South Pacific, and is working with Cambodia on expanding a port facility there that could give it a presence in the Gulf of Thailand. In a March report prepared by the US Congressional Research Service, analysts said that satellite images suggest the Type 003's displacement will be about 100,000 tons, bigger than initially thought and similar to those of US Navy carriers. The plan currently has some 355 ships, including submarines, and the US estimates the force will grow to 420 ships by 2025 and 460 ships by 2030. Despite having the world's largest navy numerically, however, the plan still has nowhere the near capabilities of the US Navy for now and remains far behind in carriers. The US Navy is the world's leader in aircraft carriers with 11 nuclear-powered vessels. It also has 9 amphibious assault ships that can carry helicopters and vertical takeoff fighter jets as well. By coming late to the game, Chinese designers benefit from decades of research and development by others. Bypassing intermediate steps, the new carrier incorporates much of the latest thinking. Like the US Navy's Ford-class carrier, the catapults will be EMALS, or electromagnetic aircraft launch system. This uses electricity instead of traditional steam, which should confer some advantages. The system takes up less room and should be able to launch aircraft at a higher rate. At the same time, we should not underestimate the importance of the Chinese Navy's lessons. They have been operating aircraft carriers for 10 years and have developed training, procedures, and infrastructure. In recent months, the first carrier, Liaoning, was operating in the open waters of the Western Pacific. Japanese defense officials noted that over 100 aircraft launches were undertaken. This shows a significant operational tempo. It is indicative of growing confidence and credibility in the aircraft carrier game. At the same time, China is building up its infrastructure to support the carriers. The naval bases at Sanya and Yulin on Hainan in the South China Sea are being expanded. A massive new dry dock, big enough for an aircraft carrier, has been built there. A nearby Lingshui Air Base, which hosts the carrier's aircraft when they're in port, is being upgraded. The Type 003 carrier will be the latest and best carrier in Chinese service. It is expected to carry the latest J-35 fighter, China's answer to the F-35C Lightning II. The J-35 is a twin-engine aircraft, however, a characteristic traditionally favored for naval operations. The new carrier's significance is not the incremental improvements over earlier ones. Having 3 carriers will give the Chinese Navy greater power projection capabilities. As a blue water fleet, China will be able to deploy its carrier battle groups with greater frequency. It'll also be able to bring multiple carrier battle groups to bear in a situation. This may have a tactical and strategic relevance. There's an increase in aircraft carrier capabilities worldwide. The US Navy still has a massive lead, but China will take the second spot in terms of numbers and size. It faces competition though. Britain has revived its once pioneering capability, and France is building a new carrier in the same league as the Chinese ones. But China may not be finished with 3. Currently, only America and France have nuclear-powered carriers. Defense analysts are watching for a Chinese nuclear-powered carrier to follow the Type 003.